Hey mamas, it's your girl Carrie, and welcome back to another episode of Mom Life, Career Life. I wanted to talk about this today because it's something that I've fallen victim to a lot this year. And I know so many moms, and especially working moms, really struggle with this at some point. Social media comparison, the highlight reels, the pressure, the feeling that somehow everyone else has life figured out so much better than you do. And while social media can inspire and really connect us, it can also quietly make us feel like we're not doing enough, we're not accomplishing enough, we're not creating enough, or somehow we're just less than. And a big part of this is the fact that we are on our phones way too much. So if you haven't grabbed my free tech timeout guide for moms, it goes perfectly with this episode because sometimes we don't even realize how much the constant scrolling, the notifications, the comparison, all that mental noise are really affecting our moods, our focus, our peace, our mental health, and even how present we are in our actual lives. And I think that's what makes this especially hard for working moms is that we already carry enough guilt. Guilt that we're working too much, guilt that we're not present enough, guilt that the house isn't cleaner, guilt that we forgot Spirit Day again or the book fair, guilt that we're exhausted or that we snapped after a long day. And social media has this way of just feeding on the insecurities that were already there to begin with. So make sure you grab my guide and let's get into today's episode. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work, time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, a mom of three, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being so intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. So the other day, I was scrolling on social media, and within like 3 minutes, I saw a perfectly decorated house, a backyard that looked like a resort, kids smiling in matching outfits, someone on an amazing vacation, a mom making the perfect school lunch with the sandwich and the cheese cut out in little shapes, another mom posting about their perfect kid getting awards and straight A's, someone remodeling their kitchen, and someone hosting the most beautiful graduation party that I've ever seen. And suddenly, even though I was perfectly content right before picking up my phone less than 5 minutes ago, I found myself feeling like I wasn't doing enough. And I think this happens to so many of us because social media is weird. It can inspire us, it can encourage us, it can connect us, but it can also quietly convince us that everyone else is somehow doing motherhood, doing marriage, careers, home, and life so much better than we are. And the hard part is, most people are not intentionally trying to make us feel bad. They're just sharing happy moments, exciting moments, beautiful moments, because honestly, that's what social media is designed for. And I struggle with this too, but from the other side of it sometimes, because I know that social media is one of the best ways for you guys to get to know me beyond the 20 or 30 minutes I talk on this podcast every week. But social media only gives you a glimpse. And I can't share all the struggles and the hard moments and all the challenges I go through unless they only involve me, because I have to respect the wishes and the privacy of my kids and of us too. And honestly, that creates this weird tension for me sometimes because I would love to share more of the amazing things we do, the concerts, the trips, the experience, the little moments that make life fun, that I practice what I preach about being so intentional in my life. But I also never want another mom looking at my page and thinking, wow, she has it all together. Because I don't. None of us do. My kids are not always smiling and happy. We argue. We have stressful days. We have emotional days. We have hard parenting moments. There are messy rooms. There are kids who don't do chores and talk back and miss deadlines and bad moods, overwhelm and tears. All the things that happen in your house that you're like, why me? I'm sure we have a lot to relate to. And sometimes I see posts from other moms, and while I'm genuinely happy for them, I really am, I don't always walk away feeling good afterwards either. Sometimes I walk away questioning myself. I question whether I'm doing enough, whether I'm creating enough memories, whether I'm being present enough, traveling enough, achieving enough. Am I pushing my kids hard enough in school and sports with activities and life? And I think so many working moms silently carry that feeling every single day, especially when we're already trying to juggle so much. And then social media adds this invisible scoreboard on top of it. And the truth is, you're comparing your full life to someone else's highlight reel. You're comparing your stress, your bills, your exhaustion, your messy kitchen, your bad day, your parenting struggles, your unfinished laundry pile to someone else's best curated moments. And that comparison will never be fair because your worth as a mother was never meant to be measured by how aesthetic your life looks, how many vacations you take, how organized your pantry is, and whether it's filled with organic foods, or whether your elf on the shelf looks Pinterest worthy, or how many people engage with your posts. Your kids are not sitting around comparing you to other moms online. They're just loving you, your laugh, your hugs, your traditions, your comfort, your presence, your safety. And honestly, that matters so much more than perfection ever will. And social media can make ordinary life feel like it's not enough. But ordinary life is actually where the most beautiful stuff happens. Today, I wanted to share my tips on how to not compare yourself to the things you see on social media. And we're starting out with number one, and probably the most important. Remember that social media is a snapshot, not a full story. The beach photo could have been taken 5 minutes before a family argument. That smiling family picture might have taken 47 attempts and probably a bribe with an ice cream cone after. That spotless kitchen may only look like that for like 6 seconds before someone walks in asking for a snack. Or honestly, sometimes I laugh when I see those pictures because I'll clean one tiny corner of the house before taking a picture and the rest of the room will look like a tornado absolutely hit it. So you never know what the house looks like outside of that little lens you see on the screen. And honestly, we all do this to some extent, not because we're fake, but because social media naturally captures moments, not our whole lives. Tip number two. It's also okay if you're the mom that loves to go big on social media. And this really hit me lately because I saw this video of a mom decorating for her toddler son's birthday. And when I tell you this mom was next level, she had this beautiful open house with these really tall ceilings that were like 2 stories high. And she turned the entire wall into this massive train setup. And the smoke was a giant plume of balloons coming out of it. And then she painted her front door to look like a train ticket booth, which I was like, how are you painting your front door right now? But it honestly looked like it was professionally done. And my first thought was like, wow, I thought I went a little extra for birthdays, but this is totally next level. And then I started reading the comments, and so many moms were criticizing her, saying it was so over the top, saying her son was too young to remember it. It was unrealistic and unrelatable. And then she commented back, their childhood is my motherhood. And honestly, that hit me so hard because I do go big for birthdays sometimes, and I do post them on social media sometimes, and I go big for Christmas and celebrations, not because I'm trying to impress people, but because it genuinely lights me up. I love creating that magic and memories for my family. I love doing the artsy stuff and the decorating stuff. It's just what brings me joy. And I think sometimes social media makes us feel like we have to pick one side or the other, either be super simple and relatable or be over the top and add a touch. But real life is more nuanced than that. You can love creating big, beautiful experiences and still be grounded and relatable. And honestly, your version of magic doesn't have to look like someone else's. Maybe your version looks like a couple of balloons on the kitchen table before school, making special pancakes, letting your kids pick out dinner, a movie night on the floor, writing a note in their lunchbox. Whatever that magic is, it doesn't have to cost a fortune, and it doesn't have to be Pinterest or Instagram perfect, and it doesn't have to be social media worthy. The point isn't to recreate someone else's magic. And also, if you don't do any of the things I mentioned, that's okay too. The point is you're creating your version of your children's childhood, and I'm sure it's absolutely beautiful, and it doesn't have to match what other people are doing. Number three, pay attention to how certain accounts make you feel. And this one's really huge because not every account affects us the same way. Some accounts inspire you, they motivate you, they encourage you, like Mel Robbins. I follow her, I love her. All of her posts, they're encouraging. And she is real, and she tells you her messy and her hard moments. And maybe one day when my kids are older, I'll be able to do that a little bit more because I would love to share everything. But then other accounts, they leave you feeling behind, not good enough, anxious, insecure, or just unhappy with your own life. And if there's someone's account that you're consistently looking at and feeling bad after viewing their content, it's okay to mute it, to take a break from it, to unfollow it, even if it's a friend account. And it doesn't mean you're not happy for your friend. It just means that you're protecting your peace. Your mental health matters more. And honestly, some of us need boundaries with social media, just like we need boundaries with people. And I'm totally raising my hand for this one. And something else that helps me personally is not constantly hopping on social media all day long. So instead of just picking up your phone every minute and checking it, try creating intentional check-in windows, like maybe 15 minutes after lunch or after the kids go to bed, or specific times during the day, maybe on your commute if you take the bus or the train. Because social media is designed to pull us in. And if we don't create boundaries with it, it's going to quietly consume way more of our mental space than we realize. And I can tell you, mamas, you get better with your cell phone and create those boundaries, you're going to get hours back in your week. Number four, Stop measuring your everyday life against someone else's best moments. Your family doesn't need this picture perfect childhood. And honestly, it's probably not going to be the big things they remember most anyway. They're going to remember how you made them feel, whether you were present, the movie nights, the laughter, the talks in the car, the feeling safe and loved. Think about what you remember from your childhood. And sometimes social media makes us feel like motherhood has to become this big performance. Like every holiday, every birthday, every vacation, every lunch, every memory needs to be aesthetically pleasing and so post-worthy. And that is just exhausting. And I just want to say this. Russ had the kids give me the absolute best Mother's Day gift I could have totally asked for. They each filled out this book called Just a Few Things I Love About You, Mom. And every page had prompts like something you do that always gives me comfort, something I hope we never stop doing, a time when you made things feel magical, a time when you believed in me, a tradition I hope we keep forever. And when I tell you I cried reading each one, I absolutely did, because it made me realize I absolutely am doing the right stuff. And none of their answers were these big, expensive things that we've done with them. They were about the little traditions, the little moment, the little things that made them feel loved or made them smile. And I think so many moms need that reminder, because the things you think don't count often become the exact things your kids will remember forever. The way you sat on their bed at night, the songs you sang in the car, the Saturday pancakes, the movie nights, the nicknames, the handshakes, the traditions, the way you made your home feel. You are building the childhood in the middle of the ordinary moments, even when they don't feel extraordinary to you. Number 5, consume more real life than screen life. Sometimes the healthiest thing you could do is put your phone down and actually fully live your own life. And I've gotten so serious about this lately. My phone, it isn't always on me. I intentionally leave it on a table. I walk away from it so that way I'm not tempted to pick it up all the time. One of my tips in my tech timeout guide for moms: I practice what I preach here. And honestly, my friends know I'm probably not going to respond to their text right away because I have really big boundaries with my cell phone. And I love that they still love me when they wait days for me to text them back. And the fact that they still keep on texting me and still invite me places, it tells you can have boundaries with your phone, mamas. But I started realizing I need better boundaries with my phone when I was physically sitting with my family, but mentally somewhere else, picking up my phone to answer one text, which turns into checking Instagram and then Facebook, then emails, then whatever notifications pop up on my phone. And somehow 25 minutes just disappear out of nowhere. And then it hit me one day. I don't want my kids to remember my face in the phone, that I wasn't present. I want my kids to remember eye contact, conversations, laughing together, me actually listening to them, not me sitting next to them scrolling on my phone. And I know that if I pick up my phone to respond to a text, the floodgates are open because that's what cell phones are designed to do. And before I know it, I'm back on social media, doom scrolling, wasting so much time. So put down those phones, go outside, take a walk, sit on the beach and look at the ocean. Play the game, watch the movie with your kids, go laugh with your partner, because real life is happening off your screens. And sometimes we're so busy watching everyone else's lives that we stop fully experiencing our own life. And just a side note, if you've listened to the show for a while, you know that Russ and I are big concert goers. We average at least like 10 concerts a year. And I always try to get as close to the stage as possible, unless we're at PNC by our house, because we love to be on the lawn and it's high up and we hang out with our friends. But the reason I like to go as close to the stage is because the amount of people that go to concerts now and just hold up their cell phones and are watching the concerts through their phone screens instead of just putting away the phones and actually being fully present in the moment is just beyond me. And I won't go on a rant, but if you are the type that feels the need to record, please don't block the people behind you. They don't want to watch the concert through your phone screen either. Sorry, just had to say that. Pet peeve of mine. Number 6, and this is so important. This is coming from a mom who struggled in this area. Teach your kids healthy social media habits too, because they're growing up in this world too, even worse than we are. And they're seeing the same highlight reels, the same pressure, the same comparison. And I think one of the best things we can do is model authenticity, not perfection, letting them see that life isn't about appearances. It's about connection. It's about joy and being happy and being at peace and being present and finding your purpose and building relationships. And social media does not do that. And I'm telling you now, if social media has been making you feel behind lately, I need you to hear this. You are not behind. You do not need to prove your motherhood online. You do not need the perfect house, the perfect body, the perfect vacations, the perfect decorations to be deeply successful in what matters most. And I'm saying this to myself too, because I see those perfect houses, those beautiful backyards, especially now that the weather's nice and I want a pool so bad. But there's so much to be thankful for in this life and in your life. And the goal shouldn't be to create a life that looks good online. The goal should be to create a life that actually feels good to live. A life with more peace, more connection, more presence, more laughter, more real moments. Because years from now, your kids aren't going to remember how curated your social media feed was. They're going to remember how your home made them feel. And honestly, some of the happiest families probably aren't posting much at all. They're spending that time living their lives, and I am right there with them. If this episode encouraged you today, I'd love for you to share it with another mom who might need that reminder too. And if you haven't already, hit that follow button so you never miss another episode. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Life Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.